All right, so I'm going to make a recording of how I would work these problems from 9.3 in MATLAB on the graphs. So I'm going to share my screen. And let me find the one with the actual problems. All right, so here's my screen. So they want me to graph 2 to the x plus 3. So since that plus 3 is up here with the x, that moves me horizontally left and right. So when it's positive, it moves you to the left. When that's negative, it moves you to the right. So since that's a positive 3, it's moving me 3 to the left. So my base is 2. And then I want one of these which has going to the left. So D has it going 3 units to the left. And then right here in the blank, you got to put the base, which is a 2. And then you check that. All right, so then they're going to want you to graph that. So you click on graph. Now all these exponential functions are going to be the curvy graph. So you just click it right in the middle. And y'all, them curvy graphs, that's like our COVID-19 graphs. See how they go up pretty quick? All right, so we got to put the base we started with down here. So I'm going to remove that E and put my base, and the base of our problem was the 2. So make sure you click that. And then since we moved ours, 3 units to the left, that's horizontal. So 3 units to the left would be to the -3. So now that moves the graph for us, and that's the only move I had on that. And so I save it, and it makes the moves for me on the graph, and I check my answer. All right, so then we go to the next question. All right, sort of slow pulling up here. All right, it wants me to graph 2 to the x plus 4. So I'm going to click the enlarge my graph. So remember, we're going to use the exponential graph and just stick it in the middle. And I always just click it into the middle because it moves it around how it wants. So remember, my base is a 2 on this, and so I'm going to backspace that and put my 2 in there. Now, this plus 4 is not up there with the x. So when you got a number added to the end, it moves you up. When you got a number subtracted from the end, it moves it down. So since that 4 is being added, it's going to move me up 4 in the vertical direction. So I come over here, move that up to 4. So since I'm up 4, notice it took it and went straight up with it. And that was the only move I had on that one. So I hit save and check. Now, right here, they want me to say, okay, the graph of f of x equals 2 to the x plus 4 is the basic exponential function of 2 to the x shifted up 4 units. So you're basically putting in what we did to the graph. All right, y'all, next question. So click on, let me do a similar question because I was playing with that earlier. So let me get it to give me a new question here. All right, so I got 2 to the 1 minus x plus 3. So since that 1 is up here by the x, it's going to move me left and right. Since that's a positive 1, it's actually going to move my graph left 1 unit. Now, since my x is negative, anytime the x is negative, that's going to reflect you across the y-axis. And then this 3 at the end is being added. So since it's at the end being added, that's going to move my graph up 3 units. So we're going to click to enlarge the graph. So click the exponential graph and stick it in the center. So down here, it's already got my base at a 2. So the first thing I said was that 1 is positive, so that's going to move me left 1 degree. The x is negative, so right here under there it says reflect across the x-axis. Click that box. And then that plus 3 was a vertical shift up 3. So I move over to 3. So that's all 3 of the moves I had. So I hit save and check my answer. So, you know, these ain't bad. You just got to see what these moves are on it. So now they're wanting me to explain it. Okay, we started with 2 to the x. We went left 1 unit. So they all say left 1 unit. We reflected across the y. So the first one and the last one got the reflected across the y. And then we went up 3 units. This one says up 3 units, and then that one had down. So ours went up 3. So then hit enter and be done. All right, so let's see what we got here. So reflect the graph of blank across the y-axis and then down 4. So we're up 4 because that's a positive 4. But remember, that 4 should really be at the end. They just put it out of order. So that's really a positive 4 at the end. So that's going to make us go up 4. Now, since my base is negative, that's going to reflect me across the x-axis. And since my x up here is negative, that's going to reflect me across the y-axis. So mine's going to go across both of the axes, and it's going to go up 4. So let's see which one has me going across the y-axis, x-axis, and then up 4. So right here, we would start with 3 and then do the exponent right here. Click this box down here, and then I would put in my x. Okay? So we don't have to put all the moves on this. They just want me to start with the basic graph. The basic graph would have been that 3 to the x. So then we would hit our enter. Oh, what happened here? Let me see. All right, so I went up 4 units. Oh, maybe they want me to actually put that negative there, y'all. I'm not sure. So how about that? Negative 3 to the x. Oh, my bad, my bad. I see what it is. Okay, don't be like me. They've already got the x there, so all I need to do is put my 3 there, which is my base. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry, I didn't see that little x there because my eyes must be bad. All right, so let me graph this. So we know it's going to be exponential. Click that thing right in the center. Start with a base. So let me backspace there and put a base 3, remember. Now, the 3 is negative, so that's going to reflect it across the x. The x is negative, so that's going to reflect me across the y. And then up here, remember, that 4 should be added at the end. So since the 4 is positive, that's going to go up 4 on the vertical. All right, that's all 3 of my moves. So I save that and hit enter. Let me see, was there one more of those? Yeah, we had one more. So let me hit similar on this one because I did that earlier. All right, y'all, so here we go. I got 2 to the x plus 4 minus 1. So I'm going to start with the graph of 2 to the x. Now where the 4 is up here. So since the 4 is positive by the x, that's going to move it left 4 because it's always opposite than its sign. And then shift it, since this 1 is negative, that will move me down 1 unit. So we got our moves in. We check that answer. All right, so let's click the enlarge. Start with our exponential. Start it in the center. That's going to pop open our box. So we went left 4 units. So that's horizontal, left 4. I went 1 unit down. So that's vertical, 1 unit down. That looks like the only moves we had on that. Other than we better change that base down there to a 2. Okay, so if we leave it at E, it will mark these wrong. All right, so we got our moves in, check answer, and be done. All right, so I'm going to stop there because the last problems were just doing exponentials, and I sent y'all a video on that already. I just wanted to show y'all how to actually come on here and do these exponential graphs on the Math Lab. So good luck, y'all, and I will see y'all later.